My name is Father Andrew Calder. I'm an Episcopal priest working with families that are suffering from demonic afflictions, possessions, infestations, and things of that nature.
Okay, I've heard a lot about people who get involved with devil worship, and also there's a group of people who are more sophisticated, usually rich, wealthy people who tend to adopt something known as the Luciferian Doctrine. Can you comment on that? And what is the difference? Is there a difference? And the specific question, is Lucifer the devil or is it somebody else?
Well, I've heard through different clergy members, some of the things I've associated with, that Lucifer and Satan are two different entities. They're one and the same. Lucifer's been around as the archangel that was originally created, and Satan come into concept more toward the Christian ages. You know, you hear it more during that time. So some people say they're two separate entities, that you have some people that worship two different entities. They're not one and the same.
So they say in some of the Masonic lodges that Lucifer's the light bearer, that he's actually good and wholesome and virtuous.
To begin with, he was. But then he turned evil once he rebelled against God. But you still find some of the businesses, some of the occult orders and things like that follow what they call Luciferian doctrines. And I've also heard in different orders that once you get to a certain level, they know exactly what they're doing. But in the lower levels, they're not aware of it.
Okay, let me ask you about the Bohemian Grove. World leaders meet there once a year. They have a mock human sacrifice, burn an effigy to Moloch and other deities as a throwback to this ancient Canaanite ritual. I mean, the former presidents, all kinds of rich elite people, they claim it's just a play, but is there anything to that, do you think?
We have to understand a lot of our political people and stuff like that have been part of secret societies themselves that have Luciferian doctrines like skull and bones, Masonic orders. You know, they all claim it's like pure, but unfortunately when you get down to the brass tacks and get up to the higher levels, it's not. But they still go through these fake homages to these entities or to these different orders or different rituals that they go through. And I think they may do something to them. I've never witnessed these, so I don't know exactly what they do during these, where it's a mock ceremony. But even with mock stuff, you're still giving energy off to them. So
you think even though it's a play, it's still a ritual?
It still may hold some significance.
Okay.
That most people are going like, oh, it's just a play, it's just fake.
So, I mean, advice to young people who might be tricked into thinking that Luciferianism is actually a good thing?
I've never seen it as a wonderful, loving type thing. Eventually, once you get high enough, you're going to know what you're dealing with, who you're giving, you know, your pledges to, your offerings to, things of this nature. It takes a while. That's how they suck you in lots of times, is thinking it's benign, it's okay. But once you get higher up in the levels, then you come to understand, because a lot of them start to drop out at that point, because they realize that they're not dealing with a benign, wonderful society.
One last question. I don't know if you saw this. If you don't want to comment, you can just say no comment. But the London Guardian, which is a newspaper in England, the headline was, "Top Vatican Exorcist says, quote, the devil is in the Vatican." What do you make of that?
I can't say, because I'm not Catholic myself. I'm Episcopal by ordination. But I think, weren't they referring to the child pedophiles and so forth?
That was one of the references, but there's also a lot of reports of something known as the Black Mass that goes on. Well,
that's been reported for years that it goes on behind the scenes. I can't tell you because I don't know. Windswept house and stuff like that, talk about all the horrible things that went on behind the scenes, that it had infiltrated. And, you know, really, one of the worst things the Christian profession can have is that if Lucifer and or his subordinates, agents, or whatever like that can get into the churches themselves, what better way to attack the enemy than from within? So I can't say there's not a probability to it, but it's not rampant through all the churches.